From the earliest moments of human existence, language has stood as a remarkable testament to our capacity for communications, expressions, and connection. Dating back to the dawn of humanity, around 270,000 years ago, the age of the Y-chromosomal atom, our human ancestors began their journey of shaping grunts and gestures into sounds, giving birth to what would eventually become rudimentary forms of communications and expressions. As early humans migrated and diversified, languages gradually evolved into various branches and families. Families such as Afro-Asiatic, Sino-Tibetan, Indo-European, and many others. Although Afro-Asiatic and Sino-Tibetan language are intriguing, this video will mainly focus on the Indo-European language tree. Over the course of thousands of millennia later, approximately 12,000 years ago, the hunter-gatherer lifestyle began to change. As some civilization declined and their languages went extinct, other civilization flourished and lived on, leaving a notable trace of their movements. As communities started to establish permanent settlements and engaging in agricultural lifestyle, they soon developed grammatical structures and dialects, expressing complex storytelling, and transmitting knowledge with the emergence of writing systems. The pivotal turning point of the writing systems that started sometimes around 5,500 years ago allowed humanity to facilitate communications over great distances. As complex societies developed, the writing systems would later serve as a fundamental for the advancement of science, culture, and governance. Parallel to humanity's journey through Eurasia, the Indo-European language mother tongue underwent remarkable transformations. At times, these changes were triggered or stagnated by war, migration, and sometimes by isolation. While societies were thrown into an exchange of words and culture with each other, a profound transformation was triggered in the Indo-European language tree into what we know today. These languages, including English, are spoken by over 3 billion people all over the globe. Despite the possibility that all languages share an ancient mother tongue, debates continue over who first spoke it. Over the past 200 years, the Indo-European mother tongue has sparked a debate between two distinct camps. One faction contends that the origin expanded alongside the migration of early farmers from the Fertile Crescent of Southwest Asia, possibly as far back as 9,500 years ago. On the other hand, an opposing viewpoint suggests that Proto-Indo-European speakers, nomadic herders north of the Caucasus Mountains, harnessed horses and wheel wagons to disseminate the mother tongue across the Eurasian steppe around 5,000 years ago. Despite the ongoing controversy surrounding the origin of the Indo-European language, both sides of the distinct camps have been challenged by a recent study. As of early 2000s, Russell Gray, a researcher in linguistics and biology from Max Planck Institute in Germany, introduced a groundbreaking concept to investigate the origin of languages and complex thinking. Russell Gray recognized that due to language's unpredictable rate of change, Analyzing their relationship was more of an art than a precise science. By employing evolutionary method adopted from genetics, Gray and his colleagues revolutionized the field, transforming it into a science focused on prehistory. Years later, in 2015, Russell Gray joined forces with Paul Haggerty, a researcher in linguistics from the Max Planck Institute, assembled a team of over 80 experts to challenge prevailing theories about the origin of the Indo-European languages. Haggerty and his team began to construct a new database with fundamental concepts like numbers, water, and black, and excluded similar-sounding loanwords that came from a shared root word. To precisely date each word to the respected language, and by introducing insights from archaeology, anthropology, and genetics, Haggerty and his team began backtracking these languages that previously lacked historical records. By fixating the date of Classical Latin at 50 BC and then working backwards, they carefully pinpointed the origin of each word and harmonized all branches to determine the age of the common ancestors of all languages. Their remarkable journey, which started in 2015, was finally made public in the prestigious journal Science on July 27, 2023. Based on this new language database, along with genetic research, the study concludes that the Indo-European mother tongue originated and expanded with early farmers native to the lands south of the Caucasus more than 8,100 years ago. Around 1,000 years later, this branch then split into 7 major branches that spread across the Eurasian steppe. There was this big migration from the steppe, Russell Gray says, but it was not the ultimate origin. It was just a secondary migration. This new wave, led by steppe herders from the north, would later impact the Western language branches and potentially shaped Balto-Slavic and Indian languages. Although the research never determined which language was the mother tongue, Paul Haggerty does point out to the ancient genetic heritage of the Albanians reaching the Illyrian Peninsula more than 8,000 years ago. As we trace the journey of the Albanian language alongside their genetic makeup of haplogroup EV13 subgroups, we can effectively map their migration to the Balkan in unison. Given that the EV13's remarkable subgroup is well over 8,000 years old, one would expect it to have undergone significant changes over time. However, surprisingly, as of 2007, the EV13 subgroup is still quite widespread in some regions of Europe, notably by Albanians. Kosovar Albanians have the highest concentration of EV13, making up of about 45% of the population. Albania itself has a prevalence of around 36%, while Greeks, on the other hand, show a considerable proportion of 35% of the population. In various other areas, both within and outside the Balkans, EV13 can be found with levels ranging from 5 to 25%. However, in countries such as Germany and England, EV13 is relatively rare, accounting for only 3 to 5% of the population. These statistics are a testament to the historical factors that attests to the Roman Illyrian troop movements to Central Europe around 2,000 years ago. Apart from the genetic journey of Albanians through Eurasia, Hegarty gave a very decisive statement during his interview on Euronews Albania. When asked if the Albanian language is 8,000 years old, Hegarty responds, "The Albanian language itself is not 8,000 years old, but its archaic branch is one of the first in the Indo-European language tree, which surpasses both Armenian and Ancient Greek." According to the new language database, the evolution of the Albanian language holds a place of significance within the Indo-European language tree, with its roots extending back to a time when humans first began to articulate their thoughts and expressions. The Albanian presence in this linguistic lineage carries echoes of an ancient past, reflecting the interactions, migrations, and cultural exchanges that have shaped the Balkan region for millennia. Apart from the Max Planck Institute study, Albanian linguists, including Professor of History Elena Kocaci, presented a strong case study that links the Albanian language with the Homeric language. In her latest book, Pelasgians, The Origin of the Albanians, Kocaci argues that the historical evidence and etymology suggest that Albanian language resembles the writings of Italian Illyrians and ancient Pelasgians. Contemporary Kocaci propose that the Homeric dictionary is more tied to Albanian words rather than Greek. In the whole Homeric dictionary, the complete Homeric lexicon consists of 8,844 words. Among these, 2,000 are categorized as nouns, while the remaining 6,844 words were actively used. Based on the most classical cases, like that of the Iliad and the Odyssey, Kocaci has clearly extracted the etymology and morphology of the words and highlighted the basic roots behind hundreds of words. One thing that is of high importance to mention is the fact that within the Homeric language itself and in the lexicon, it used both words from Geg and Tosk dialects that are still used by Albanians. In addition to the studies from the Max Planck Institute, recent archaeological excavations in Albania have unearthed their ancient presence in these territories. In a collaboration between Albanian and Swiss archaeologists from the University of Bern, led by Professor Albert Hefner, the Swiss Federal Department of Foreign Affairs published a fascinating story in 2023. In a remarkable proof of Albanian endurance, the collaborative effort has revealed a submerged prehistoric settlement near Pogradec village in Albania, unveiling a hidden layer into Albanians' ancient heritage. As of now, Hefner says, this sediment is about 2,000 years older than those found in Switzerland, which possibly stretches back as far as 8,000 to 9,000 years old. This discovery not only enriches our understanding of the region's past, but it also adds intricate details to the story of human presence and advancements. As the archaeological landscape of Albanian territories continue to yield its secrets, the Lin excavation stands as a testament to the collaborative spirit of research and the eager pursuit of knowledge. With each layer unearthed, history comes alive, weaving together the stories of past generations and allowing us to dig deeper into the mysteries of human existence. the data collected from the Max Planck Institute and the archaeological efforts at Linn and many other captivating findings along Albanian territories represents a rediscovery of the roots that have anchored the Albanian people on the Balkan Peninsula for millennia. Despite facing numerous invasions by conquering empires, enduring linguistic suppressions, withstanding forced displacements from their homes over millennia, the Albanian people have constantly demonstrated an extraordinary ability to adapt in the face of adversity. Their resilience is a true testament to their unwavering spirit and unyielding determination to thrive. It has truly been an honor making this video, and I have genuinely enjoyed every minute making it. If you enjoyed watching the video, it will mean a great deal for the channel if you smash that like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Until next time, to.